You? Is anybody?
There's Molly, folks. That means your friends, the Goldbergs, are here. Brought to you by Does, the new kind of soap for everything in your wash. First, let's drop in on the Dozen family. Well, what do you know? Dickie Dozen's a reporter for the summer edition of his school paper, the Lincoln Bugle. Right now, Dickie's trying to get some news for his woman's page from Ma Dozen.
But, Ma, I gotta have hot news. Everybody in town reads the Bugle.
I know, Dickie. That's why you should interview me about Does. Lots of folks here ought to know about this new kind of soap.
Oh, who ever heard of a reporter writing about any soap?
Not just any soap, Dickie. Does. It's new. Does everything in the wash. Work shirts, bath mats, towels, rayon undies, everything.
Great gleeps, Ma. Dickie does 'em reporting on rayon undies. Don't you know any real dirt?
Yep, your pa's work shirts. He certainly gets 'em dirty. But print how easy does 'em. Every woman will want to read that. No soap made gets wartime clothes clean easier than Does. And you can quote me as saying you don't even need a bar soap anymore because Does licks tough dirt all by itself.
Oh, heck, I can't fill up a page about work shirts.
Well, dear, tell how Does does towels and linens. Why, I've never seen whiter washes than Does turns out. That's good news any day.
But a reporter wants something colossal. For instance, did Does ever save anybody's life?
Well, I don't know about that, Dickie, but Does certainly saves the pretty colors I wash. It's wonderful how Daisy's nice rayon slips stay bright longer with Does. Yet you can't beat it for getting out tough dirt. Just put that in the Bugle.
Gee willikins, Ma, that's no scoop. Everybody knows Does does everything.
Well, it's big news for wash day, Dickie. Compared to other leading granulated wash day soaps, Does gives longer life to colors, plus unsurpassed whiteness and real cleaning power for the toughest dirt. So, ladies, change to Does, D-U-Z. It does everything in your wash. And now, the Goldbergs. You know, there's one trait in Molly Goldberg which anyone can use if they know about it. It's her complete, trusting, unquestioning faith in human nature. At this very moment, Molly has taken the two cheats into her house, George and Grace, and is on her way to giving them a new chance. This is a dangerous chance, especially since past experience shows that Grace will stop at nothing. But Grace, upstairs resting, still doesn't know that George has revealed their duplicity to the Goldbergs. Right now, George is being foisted on the town as a wonderful character because Molly arranged to have him head a committee to correct the juvenile delinquency problem in Lastenbury. But Jake, well, you know how Jake feels. Listen.
Mama, darling, what are you going to do? Are you going to go through with this? Everybody is sending checks to George Stevens. How can you trust him? If the checks are made out to George, why are you tempting him? Ma, why don't you put an end to the whole thing?
Molly, it's no use, Molly. Molly, enough is enough, Molly. And when it's enough, and then it's plenty. Then Jake tells me that everybody in the village is sending checks to George, made out to George Stevens. Well, what is this reluctance? What?
Delinquency.
Huh?
Delinquency.
Yes, well, what is it? What are you, making a hero out of him? I mean, maybe you'll make a golden statue in the main street and put on a George Stevens because he gave you the honor to come here with Grace and steal from you and trample in your heart and
Supper is ready. Tell Jake. Rosalie, tell Papa.
Papa won't eat. He's too upset. Why don't you go upstairs, Ma, and tell Grace that we know who she is and who she is not?
To the table. Come to sit to the table.
Papa won't eat mine. No, he's much too
I'm
upset.
spilling, everybody.
Don't too upset. Nobody's going to eat.
To the table. Come, everybody. Everybody to the table. Each and every one. Jake.
Jake.
David. Rosalie.
I'm coming.
Molly.
No discussions at the table. Please, can we eat quietly without mentioning it? Sit. Stop. Eat.
How long is this going to go on?
Yes, how long, Molly?
One thing to forgive George and not turn him over to the authorities, but it's something else, Ma, when you want to wish him on the whole town.
Eat.
Who can eat
And why
who?
Grace should still be upstairs, treated like a queen, and not even know that we know that she isn't even Sammy's wife.
Eat.
Nobody wants to eat. This is going too far. Much too far. Mother.
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 Go up, Molly. Go up and tell her that you know who she is and what she is. And it's only because of your good heart that she's laying in bed now and not in prison.
Mother.
Mother.
Coming. Go up, Rosalie, to Grace and see what she wants, but not one syllable.
Let me.
Let me,
Jake.
Molly.
Sit, David. Jake. Rosie.
You better not let me go up, Ma, because I'll have to say something.
How long is this going to go on, Molly? I'm talking.
I'm thinking.
Well, what is there to think about?
Mother, darling.
Mother, darling. You ain't her mother and she ain't your child.
David, please.
You're a bad girl.
David, please. David,
Where is
please.
George? Where is George?
I don't know.
Find out where he is and see that the boat get out.
Oh, excuse me.
Telephone.
Take it before I fall to pieces.
I'll take it. Hello? Yes? No, he isn't.
Who?
What?
I'll tell him.
Who's him?
Oh, all right. Goodbye.
For me? For who? When? Who was it?
For George. Constable Newton has a few more checks for him.
Quiet.
Ma, why don't you...
Quiet.
Molly, think what you are doing. Two people come into your home. Robert. More voice.
100 times, boy.
Ma, what did George do that makes you think you can trust him? Ma, we're talking to you. And why don't you at least let Grace know that you know what she is? She still thinks that you think that she's your daughter-in-law.
She isn't. So can't I be generous?
No.
No, not when it's going to cost people money.
And furthermore, what is this delinquency idea?
And you made Constable Newton think that George was a martyr instead of what he really is, a
Quiet.
Why
Why quiet?
Molly? Why quiet?
And now Constable Newton has everybody all excited about his new delinquency program. People are raising money to set up a program and make it work. It's a wonderful idea, and people like it, but then you go and get Constable Newton to make a thief and a liar and a cheat
Quiet.
as the head of the financial committee.
Why can't he be trusted if he wants to change him?
Because you can't change the spots on a leopard. That's why.
Because you can't change the spots in the leopard. That's why.
George?
Mr. Newton, the constable, calls you, George.
Yes, Mr. Newton, the constable, called you, George. He's got some more checks for you.
What are you going to do, George? Stay around here and flim-flam and bamboozle more people? Or are you going to take your dear sweet wife and leave?
You can't flim-flam and bamboozle. How long do you think you can flim-flam and bamboozle? Why don't you take your dear wife and leave? That's what we want you to do. Leave.
You hear that? You hear that? How long can we hear that without going out of our minds?
Go up and tell her that everybody knows who and what she is.
Well, you all did so much for me. Well, maybe there's a chance for both of us. Oh, I know what you're thinking, and I know what you want to say about us. You can say it, and every word will be true. But that isn't the whole story.
It's the whole story for me.
It's the whole story for me, too. The whole story.
Jake, David,
Gee,
please.
I know you have it in your power to put us both in jail, but no matter what you do to us from the outside, that won't change us.
Who wants to change you?
Who wants to change you?
You shouldn't. We want to change. I want to change. I have changed. Human beings aren't cut to one design forever. They change.
And even if a miracle happened and you changed, your wife hasn't changed.
That's why I'm asking you to give me a chance. If you drive us away now, the way you can, she'll be frightened. She may even say she's sorry, but she won't be sorry. She'll be bitter. You don't know Grace the way I know her.
I know her voice than you know her.
Jake,
Much worse.
Well, I love her. And I know what her past was and how it made her bitter and angry and indifferent to everybody in the world. It wasn't her fault. She was one of the soft people in the world, and she was hurt. She was hurt badly, wounded, her feelings and her mind. It was the world's fault. And now there's a chance for her. There's a chance for her and me and for the child that's going to be born. But she can only have the chance if she is the one, all by herself, who admits to you what she is. It has to come from inside, not outside. It all depends on you.
Jake, it all depends on you, Jake. Take the telephone. Jake, it depends on
Hello?
you, Jake.
Yes, it's for you, George. It's Constable Newton.
That's for me. Let Mr. Newton do as he will. But the truth he must know.
Jake, please.
Give me that phone. Oh, once and for all, give me the phone.
Please, Jake. Weigh the pro and con in the balance. What harm can it do us? Won't it do us more good to know there are two less bad people in the world?
Molly.
Jake? Even George wants Grace different. He wants her to be the one to change also and be what she can be and what she should be, Jake, darling. People have used all through the whole civilization of the whole world. They've used their brains to experiment. Let us use something else. The brains. Everybody uses brains, Jake. Maybe if we'll use our hearts.
Molly.
Jake, please, darling, Jake, please.
Molly.
Please, darling.
Then it's your responsibility, not mine.
Well, it looks as if Molly has won for George and Grace their own last chance. But these chances are figured in terms of the weak character, George, and not of the schemer and planner, Grace. You know what I like best about Molly Goldberg? The way she always makes sense. You know, it's funny, but I like that flutterhead cousin doesn't because she doesn't make sense. Why, yesterday she was telling me she had a wonderful slogan.
It's do everything with does.
Do. But your slogan should explain what does. This new kind of soap does everything in your wash. Work shirts, towels, to rayon slips.
That's my slogan. Do everything with does.
Do. But ladies should know that compared to other leading granulated wash day soaps, Does gives greater safety to the colors they wash, plus unsurpassed whiteness for towels and real cleaning power for grimy overalls. Does do.
Oh, dear, you're stuttering.
I'm not. I'm simply saying do everything in your wash with does everything. And friends, here's a Does wartime request. All soaps contain vital war materials, so don't waste Does. Always put clothes to soak in clear, cool water before washing. See to it every bit of Does you use does more. Be sure to listen to the next episode of The Goldbergs, written for you by Gertrude Berg. Molly finds herself with the whole weight of this gamble on human nature. Will she win? This is Clayton Collier speaking and reminding you to do as the Dozens do. Let Does, the new kind of soap, do everything in your wash.